Hi guys, it is the 22nd I think of August, and what I'm showing you here, I've had the tomato out of here because it was virtually dead anyway, and I had this sweet potato. I don't know if you can see it down there. Well, what happened, February I started this off, trying to get a slip off of it because I'd seen it online and thought I fancy a go at that. Well anyway, nothing happened. I forgot all about it, and the end of July it started sprouting. Well, I thought I ain't got time to take it off, turn it into a slip, so I've stuck it in a pot with the sweet potato attached, and the plant's looking quite healthy. I don't suppose I'll get any sweet potatoes off it, but at least I'll get to see what the flower looks like, and that'll be a start, and then hopefully next year I can grow some properly. Anyway, it's in quite a high bucket. I would say it's twice as big as a normal one, so probably a 4-gallon bucket. But as I say, I don't expect to get any sweet potatoes off it. I just want to see if I can get the flowers and see what the plant looks like. Because what happened, I've topped all the tomatoes off, as I think I told you, because I got a lot of fruit and it wasn't ripening. So topping them all off, cutting the growing tips out of them, and now the fruit is ripening all the way through. This is a black from Tula. These two here hanging on the wire, these are what's left from the big boy, and as you can see they're not exactly big boys, but still, hey, any fruit's good, right? Further along here there's some golden bumblebee which also are hanging there just to ripen off. There's something there, I'm not even sure what variety that is now. The watermelon's still going well, it doesn't seem to be getting any bigger, but it also hasn't fell off. I don't think it's ripe enough yet. Going round, there's another golden bumblebee there. I wanted to talk about these chilies. These chilies, I don't even know what variety this is, but it looks like they're going orange or red. Anyway, I know most chilies go red, but I've grown these type before. These are KN. And they get red if they live that long, because I normally eat them before they do. And then we go round the cucumbers. Well, this guy here, this one here, that cucumber there, will be number 23 off of 2 plants, and if I'm lucky there's more to come. This is unbelievable. I mean, the plant looks really sorry for itself. It looks like it's dying. I've tried feeding it, I don't know what to do. I'm watering it regularly, but it's still producing. So as I say, 22 cucumbers from 2 plants, an average of 11 a plant, and I haven't bought a cucumber since May. It's amazing. Anyway, on we go. So the one that I planted as a Victoria Sweet, and I got the biggest tomato I ever grew, is number 2. Not quite as big, but it's getting there, and there's a load more fruit, little fruit over the back there. I think I'm actually going to save seed off of this because, oh, and there's more down the bottom here as well. But I think I'm going to save seed off of that if I can, because I don't think it is a Virginia Sweet, because the Virginia Sweet is more rounded, and this looks like one of those. I mean, this hasn't fasciated, I don't think, because, well, certainly these back ones haven't, because there's too many fruits forming, and yet they're all that weird shape. So anyway, moving on. Gardener's Delight, these are the experiment ones. This one here with the extra growth coming out the bottom, this is the one that was in hemp powder in with the soil. They're all producing. I'm getting plenty of fruit off them. I don't even know if you can see that. There's ripe fruit, more down here. So yeah, it was definitely a success. There's another golden bumblebee here, which is done quite well, and then we go on to the Tiger Blush, which, although it's a plum tomato, it actually is juicy and sweet and eats like a proper tomato. You don't have to use it as plum tomatoes like in cooking and stuff. It's really quite nice. Then we go on. This is the Indigo Blue, which start life blue like that. As they get riper, go sort of brown, and then when they're proper ripe, they go proper red on the bottom and brown on the top, and they're quite nice. Bit of a novelty. And then I've just got 2 more Gardener's Delight around the corner here, like in this corner. But the plan is, when all of these finish producing and all the fruit's ripe, I'm going to have all the tomatoes out of here, and I've got some brassicas to come in, and I'm going to try and extend my growing season through the winter with some brassicas. Like I've got some kale and possibly some cauliflower, and hopefully I'm going to put some peas in here as well. I mean, I don't know, because this is unheated, and the temperature does drop in here when the winter comes, but it's worth a bash, right? I mean, what have I got to lose? A few seeds. So anyway, I've started the brassicas off. They're already growing. They're in pots outside, and we'll see where we go from there. Right, moving on. Calendula, quite happy in this pot. Then we move on. The courgettes are a funny one. I've had a few, not that many. I don't think they're getting pollinated. Anyway, moving swiftly on. The sweet corn. I thought I wasn't going to get anything, but I've got plenty of plenty of male flowers. And it looks like just the start here of a little sweet corn forming there, and another one forming here. I don't know if you can see it. So yeah, hopefully they're going to come to something at least. There's my volunteer borage, which is attracting loads and loads of bees and other flies. Yeah, so there's sweet corn all over this. I don't think I'm going to get much corn off of it, but anything I do. To be honest, I didn't think it'd come to anything, so if I get anything it'd be a result. There's the spring onions that I grew from cutting the bases off and just sticking them in pots from shop bought spring onions. Moving around, this is a bit of the sick area. I had a bush here that started dying, so I just repotted it. It looks like it's coming back to life, and that's all good. Been getting loads of these beans. These are the purple podded beans. I just emptied this, just took all the beans off it pretty much, apart from these little guys that I'm letting grow a bit bigger before I take them off. Hopefully there's time for a second showing on here. You get the flowers like they'll put up more flowers, and I'll get more beans before the frost comes, hopefully. Moving on, the fig tree is laden heavily with figs. Just hope they ripen before winter comes. There's figs all over it. It's really happy in that corner. Then I've got this big container here. I've got leeks. The leeks are doing well, and carrots, and they seem to be growing nicely as well. And moving round, this is a Virginia sweet, but it ain't misformed like the other one. This is a round fruit, and they're ripening. And then there's another tiger blush over here, which is plenty of fruit on it. And then there's a Gigantamo here, which is also had quite a bit of fruit, and now it's finishing off. Then there's two Gardener's Delight, which have produced one lot of fruit off the bottom truss, and there's more fruit forming. They were the ones that were the suckers that I replanted. Hopefully they'll come to something. There's my strawberry sour that was too heavy to pick up once I filled it up with strawberries. A lot of volunteer plants, I've got loads of runners. I'm going to have to deal with them at some point. And then there is my celery that I grew from a stalk I cut down from a shop bought one, and you've probably seen a video about that. Anyway, moving on, the veg trucks. Still getting loads of these Toscana strawberries pretty much every day, and they're still flowering, so there's more to come. And flowers all over the place, little strawberries. And these guys, these bees, are really helping pollinate them. There's some there on the thyme, lemon thyme. They love it, and I think that's why I'm getting so many strawberries. This is interesting. This here, this is a garlic chive, or Chinese chive as they're sometimes called. And look at the flower on that, it's beautiful. Doesn't look like a chive flower. It's really pretty. Anyway, also the sweet pepper, that's ripening up nicely. I think I might be picking that soon, or else I'm going to lose it. Notice again here, more strawberries. Strawberries are doing really well actually. And moving on, this apple tree. Now, I bought this out of Aldi. It's doing really well. There's plenty of fruit on it, and they're growing to a fair size, the fruits on it. But I bought it as a Royal Gala, and unless something seriously changes, they don't look like Royal Gala to me. Royal Gala are more stripy, and I've never seen a Royal Gala with these pits on it like that, them dots, which every apple has, so it's not like some sort of infection on one or two or anything. But either way, there's plenty of apples, they look nice, and I'm looking forward to giving them a go. There is tansy, which I've got growing in there with the apple tree. Plenty of strawberries, wild strawberries. When they said wild strawberries, I thought it was a variety. I didn't realise it meant they went wild. I've got them everywhere, look. The sunflowers are pretty much finished, apart from this little guy, which is a subsidiary from the big one. I've stuck a lettuce in each pot because space is at a premium, right? So can't afford to just have an empty pot laying about. There's the potatoes that I replanted, hopefully for a Christmas crop. Nothing yet, but early days. And over here are them brassicas I was telling you about, that I've started off, and hopefully will be going into the greenhouse for the winter. There's also a few lettuce in there as well. They're called All the Year Round, and I've got more of them in here as well. So hopefully that's the plan: lettuce, brassicas, possibly some peas, maybe a few broad beans, we'll see, and possibly some onions if I can get any sets. Right, so that's it, that's the weekly update. I'll leave you with a last picture of the strawberries.